Browns' Shedeur Sanders receives strong future prediction amid uncertainty. One of the most talked about players this offseason in the National Football League is Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders. He was a polarizing prospect in the 2025 NFL Draft and fell significantly lower than the public perception expected. There were rumors he could go as high as the first few picks in the first round of the draft, but fell all the way to the fifth round. Cleveland nabbed him, and since then, the chatter has been about whether he will make the roster or not. The Browns have Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Sanders, and fellow rookie Dylan Gabriel. Who knows what will happen, but he has been under a microscope. The story of the week has been that the 23-year-old got a few speeding tickets. It happens, and really who cares? But it has been one of the biggest stories of the week. Opinions have been shared left and right. Former New York Jets head coach Eric Mangini is someone who weighed in on the young signal caller on the herd with Colin Cowherd. "I don't love it from a fifth-round draft pick," Mangini said. "I don't love that it's happened multiple times. I do think this is the first time he's away from his dad, and there's going to be some growing pains. Would I sell my stock on it like you are? No, because of a couple speeding tickets, especially in the light of the problems the Browns quarterback room had to deal with legally in the last few years. This is nothing. This is, in fairness to Shedeur, the first time he's been outside his dad's house," Mangini said. "I think he was his high school, then his college coach. This is like any kid who's away from home for the first time. There's going to be a couple hiccups here and there." It was a cool, tense afternoon when former New York Jets head coach Rex Ryan, now a seasoned analyst with a flair for the dramatic, took his seat on the panel at a bustling sports studio. The usual chatter about off-season trades and draft grades was abruptly silenced by the name everyone in the college football world was buzzing about: Shedeur Sanders, son of NFL Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, quarterback phenom of the Colorado Buffaloes, and perhaps the most polarizing figure in college football since Johnny Manziel. Shedeur had found himself at the epicenter of controversy yet again. NIL drama, transfer rumors, locker room tension, a viral post showing him flashing his luxury watch on the sidelines, and now a rumored feud with his offensive line, whispers of ego clashes, and a question looming over the sport: is Shedeur Sanders more brand than ball player? Enter Rex Ryan, never one to dodge a headline. "Let me tell you something," Rex began, leaning forward, his Super Bowl ring glinting under the studio lights. "I've coached quarterbacks who thought they were stars before they ever played it down, but Shedeur, that kid is a star. The problem is, he knows it." The panel leaned in. America leaned in. Ryan wasn't just another pundit. He'd seen locker rooms implode from egos and watched quarterbacks either rise into legends or crumble beneath the pressure. But he also knew what it meant to carry legacy, to have greatness in your blood. "The thing about Shedeur," he continued, "is he's living in two worlds. One foot in the new age college football world, NIL deals, social media branding. The other foot in the old school grind, led by a coach who's also his father, a man who preached humility while wearing gold chains." There was a strange poetry to it. Deion primetime Sanders coaching his own son, a quarterback under the national microscope, not just for his play, but for every comment, every sideline smirk, every misplaced Instagram post. And lately, it seemed the smirks were catching more attention than the stats. Reports had surfaced that Shedeur had publicly criticized his offensive line after a tough loss, calling out their lack of focus and questioning their work ethic. It was a move that drew praise from some, who admired his leadership, and harsh criticism from others, who saw it as throwing teammates under the bus. Rex Ryan raised an eyebrow. "Listen, Shedeur's got every right to demand excellence, but the way you lead matters. Quarterbacks have to inspire, not isolate. You call out your O-line in front of the cameras? You'd better be ready to feel that heat in the huddle." Then he paused, the kind of pause that sports anchors dream of. "But let's not pretend we didn't make him this way." The room froze. "We built this monster," Ryan said. "We celebrated his chains, his G-Wagon, his Instagram highlights. We shared every clip of him flexing on a defender, reposted every quote about how he's different. And now we're shocked when he acts like it. Come on, he wasn't wrong."